Hey guys, what's up? Corey from KRPmodels here. Today I'm out in the garage on this fine afternoon doing some bench work. Got a lot done this weekend. I painted the whole layout room. A couple coats of pure white walls and ceiling, and yeah, it looks really good. And got rid of the old scenic ridge layout.
Oh God, Corey.
I'm going to be focusing on some bench work today. So what I got going here is the pieces cut out for the loop, and it's pretty big. It's about 7 feet, maybe a little bit more. So let me go ahead and start screwing these pieces together. As soon as I get it squared up somewhat, I'll finish that last corner over there. Alright, before I get started, I wanted to show you guys my tools I'm going to be using to do this kind of bench work. Pretty simple. Going to need yourself a good chop saw or skill saw. Definitely prefer chop saw. A speed square, tape measure, a drill gun. I like to use my corded drill here. It's got a countersink with a pre-drill bit on there, and you can chuck it out, switch it. Makes life a lot easier and get things done a lot faster doing that. And some good wood screws. These are number 6s, 1 3/4 inch. I found doing 2 or 3 of these per corner works really good, nice and sturdy. And the materials I'm going to be using here is, I've got some 2x2s. They come in bundles of 4 at my local Lowe's. These are going to be for my legs. I got some 1x2s. These are going to be for my diagonal supports on each corner. Come in a bundle of 6. I think those are spruce, and I've got Douglas fir 1x4s, nice and straight. Took a little time to pick these out, but makes a difference when you're trying to be nice and true with all your bench work and framing. I recommend going and picking choice lumber, nice and fresh lumber. So get yourself some nice Douglas fir and spruce, nice and fresh. Keep it fresh, baby. Alright guys, well, it's a new day. I had to put my project on pause for a second. Just double checking the template and the layout of the wood, and due to space constraints, this is what I came up with. And I'm going to go ahead and start screwing these pieces together. Alright, well, I'm ready to go ahead and screw in my first corner here. So what I like to do is use a piece of wood to hold the pieces down nice and flush with the ground. Get your speed square. Make sure you're square. It's pretty good. Go ahead and put your knee down on there. Nice and flush. Take your drill. Make sure it's going the right direction first. And give a couple screws. Send them home. I usually do at least 3, but for right now I'm going to just do 2. And I'm going to go ahead and get all the pieces screwed together, and I'll check back with you.
They sustains all. Let's return to these and sororities. That's it's kind of sad for everyone involved. It's alright if you were being.
Alright, 100 screws later, here it is. Decided to go with the cookie cutter style, hence all the cross bracing. And left a little access hole in the middle of the loop. And yeah, it's pretty big. It'll take up a lot of room, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this traced out onto some plywood, get my pattern traced over, and hopefully maybe today start cutting it out. We'll see, but I'm gonna get to it and we'll see how it goes from there. Alright guys, with my plywood cut out, I went ahead and transferred my template down and got it all traced out. You can barely see it, but it's there. I wanted to keep the lines nice and fresh, so when I lay my road bed down, it'll be nice and straight. So now I'm just going to cut it out around the track. So I'm going to do that by tacking it down onto the benchwork, and I'll take a jigsaw and start cutting around the outside of the track. Alright, so here we are. Tehachapi loop benchwork. Sorry guys, I skipped a lot of steps. Been super excited about this layout. I'm gonna film this video with not a lot of editing, or I don't have a lot of time to do retakes. I literally just got back from a rail fanning trip in Tehachapi, so I'm a little wind blasted right now. My face is woo, jeez. Man, I spent 12 hours out rail fanning in Tehachapi and other spots, but I caught a lot of trains. Man, it was very, very cool. I haven't seen that many trains in my lifetime. It was really cool. So look for that video coming up pretty soon. If you guys don't see me, happy Thanksgiving, happy Turkey Day. Let's look at the layout and what I've came up with. So forgive me if I screw up or stumble my words, and we'll see what I came up with here. Oh yeah, and I got a new camcorder. Almost forgot to mention that. Out the door it was about $260 something with a 32 gig memory cards. It was Vixia R800. Takes 1080p video. Not bad. I'm pretty impressed. When I was a kid, I used the DV tapes. You know, even before that it was, God, VHS tapes. Jesus. So let's get into the Mojave Subdivision extension, the Tehachapi loop. I got some stats written down. Let me grab those real quick. So it's about 5.5 feet by 7 feet 9 inches with an inner diameter of 43 inches and the outer of 46, so that gives me like a track spacing about 17 scale feet. That way my auto racks don't hit each other. And what I came up with was about a 3% grade. to get a somewhat similar height to the real thing, because I think it goes up, gains elevation of about 77 feet. So this is what I came up with. A 3% grade. That's a little steep, but I think my Katos can pull up this grade no problem. The only time will tell. You might be thinking to yourself, damn, that plywood looks a little thin, and you're right. I could have sworn when I bought this plywood it was the same as over here, but it wasn't. I actually ended up getting a 1/8 plywood instead of like 1/4 inch on my little styrofoam sandwich over there. I did that because I was trying to match my scenic ridge layout. I should have done it a different way, but that's what I did. It seemed to work okay. Over here, 1/8 plywood, not good, but it took me extra time, extra screws, extra effort, extra arguing with my girlfriend. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, maybe not. But I did reinforce all of it underneath so it's nice and level, nice and flat. There's 1x4s screwed underneath just about every section of track to make it nice and level, and it's going to work just fine. I'm confident in myself and my abilities, and once I start laying track down, it'll be good. Plan on doing the tunnel 10 bypass here. Go ahead and walk around. The problem with this stupid ass plywood is it all the temperature changes we've been having here in SoCal, this shit warps, as you can see. But I made sure and screwed 1x4s to the bottom of everywhere I want my track to go, just to make it work. It'll work. I'm very confident in it. And I actually started laying road bed down one at a time because I didn't need to make adjustments, as you can see. Made a couple changes to my tangents and my curves, but it'll work just fine. Like I said, I'm confident in my work. So what I'm using is I'm using Woodland Scenics Trackbed. This comes in a roll of about 24 feet. So you have to split it in the middle with a razor blade and just lay it down. And what I'm using is just regular white glue, and using their tacks that came with the original Woodland Scenics kit, and just ramping those down into the little plywood here, and that's what I came up with. So what I wanted to do, as you can see here, I needed to make adjustments all around, also keeping my same width in between. And as you can see, I've got some this is Pico code 80 rail or flex track, just laid out. So I would like for you guys to let me know, because I've been kind of juggling in between, should I use Atlas track or Pico. but Pico is the only manufacturer who makes concrete rail track. As you know, I know excuse me, Myco Engineering makes it. Basically, my question is, should I use code 55 or should I use code 80? Because all this over here is Atlas code 80, and I can match it very easily over here. But I've always wanted to use code 55, but I don't know. I'm real skeptical about it, especially with the I don't know, my screw up on the benchwork here. But also, like I said, I'm very confident that trains will run smoothly. So you guys leave your suggestions in the comments. I would appreciate it. Let me know what I should use, either code 55 or code 80. That would be great. Obviously, got an access hole there. And like I said before, I just got back from a trip from literally sitting up on a hill, which is going to be right here, ducked in between a couple of rocks for 4 hours, catching a lot of great trains. Got a real special catch, couple special catches, so look for that video in the next couple days. And thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, for keeping up with me. And I just got over 300 and something subscribers, and channel just hit 20,000 views. I never would have thought, ever would have thought, but I do appreciate it. You know, it motivates me to keep making more videos and keep doing what I'm doing. I appreciate it. And just entered Eric Hall and Ron Marsh's contest. Their down and dirty weathering contest. I don't know if you guys heard about it, but I just entered it, and keep an eyes peeled for that, for the Midwest Model Railroad. Okay, well, thanks for tuning in. Sorry this video took so long, and you know, stay tuned for more updates on this cool Tehachapi layout, little Tehachapi loop layout. Okay guys, see it.